Alright guys, this is Budget EDCer here, and this is going to be my review of the Buck 112 Ranger finger grooved model. This is an older knife. This one was actually manufactured in 1987. You can tell that by the tang stamp, if this will focus. It's right beside the model number. Ow! It's like a backwards C that's very, very pointy. This is a clip point blade. Whoever owned this before me had zero sharpening skills. You can see it's scratched all to pieces. That side's even worse. If I had to guess, that would be it slipping off of a narrow sharpening stone instead of continuing out along the edge. This has ebony wood handle inlays. It's got brass bolsters. I have shined these with Brasso multiple times, but once you do that, they don't stay as polished as long. So this going in and out of your pocket, getting covered with the oils from your hands or whatever's on your hands when you happen to use this blade, it's going to cause the brass to not really rust but tarnish, it's a bit of corrosion on top, and it's what makes it look dull. But this knife has character. I don't want it to look brand new. If I would have wanted a brand new one of these, I would have bought one, because this was $20. A brand new one's like $25, $30. I paid around the same price because this one has character. This isn't some brand new knife that I went to Target and bought. This was somebody's knife that they used and abused and probably had a lot of fun doing because it's such a nice knife. Now, I keep saying they don't know how to sharpen, or I don't keep saying it, but I've said it. It was actually pretty sharp when I got it. It wasn't paper slicing sharp, but it'd pop a few hairs off your arm. It does have a chip out of the blade. It's very, very small because I attempted to reprofile it. I think I put a 45-degree grind on it. Still, I don't know. I think it worked. The chip's mostly gone. You can almost see it in that light, or that angle right there. I actually don't remember what steel this blade is. If I had to guess, though, with how much Buck does use it, I'm going to say 420 high carbon or 440C. Those steels behave strikingly similar to me, so, I mean, I know that this Buck Vantage right here is 420 high carbon, and they have about the same edge retention and rust resistance. This one will rust on you if you're not careful. I use WD-40 to get the rust off, break-free CLP to get the rust off, and I usually use rim oil to lubricate it and prevent against rust. I wouldn't recommend using rim oil unless the knife is never going to be used for food prep, because if you're going to use it for food prep and you've got rim oil all over it, you're going to have to wash it really, really well, or you're going to be eating oil, and I have a feeling that it's not going to taste the greatest. This is a lockback, if some of you don't know that or didn't notice that earlier. This is the little brother to the Buck 110 Folding Hunter. I think they came out pretty sequentially, like the 110 came out and then this one came out pretty soon afterwards. It's pinned construction. There is a pivot pin instead of there being a pivot screw like on most modern knives now. But that's just something that you're going to get with most traditional knives. Some people may like it, some people may not. Just different strokes for different folks. I mean, not everybody is going to like that Zero Tolerance 0350 I reviewed. And the people that do like it, more than likely, aren't going to like this knife. Me, I like just about every knife there is out there, barring, of course, cheap Chinese flea market knives. I don't know if you've noticed, but I keep hating on Chinese products. But the next video I have lined up is a couple of Chinese Buck knives. But their Chinese factory knows how to do it, in my opinion. Like I said, I got this knife for about $20. You can get them new for about $25, $30, depending on if you shop around. Find one used like I did. I could have talked the guy down more. It was a pawn shop. I was trading some ammo, got this. A Schrade old timer that was US made, and some 22 rounds for I think 200 rounds of 12 or 16 gauge shells. I got rid of those because I don't have a 16 gauge anymore, or not anymore. I never did. I got those for free from somebody. But instead of haggling with the guy, since I wasn't even giving him any cash anyway, I gave him what he asked for. I probably overpaid since this didn't even come with the sheath it normally has. But I've carried this quite a few times, and it performs just as well as any of my other knives, provided you don't need to get it open in anything resembling a hurry, because if you're like me, you might carry this in your watch pocket, or the little one above your left pocket. I mean right, I don't know my right from my left apparently. The little pocket above your right pocket, and you can get it out fairly quickly, but if you just let this float around in your back pocket, your right front, your left front, it's not going to be easy to get out. You're going to have to dig around for it. And that's where a lot of modern knives having pocket clips comes into play, and it becomes an advantage. Most 112 Rangers you're going to find will not have finger grooves. I know that GP Knives is out of these with the finger grooves right now, and if I'm not mistaken, Amazon has a few left, but I think they're running low. I prefer the finger grooves because it's just more ergonomic, feels better in hand. And I have fairly large hands, and this is still pretty comfortable. And by some, this is a small knife. I can't zoom out to where you can see the full knife in the picture, but I'm going to compare it to the Buck Vantage for size. This is the large Buck Vantage Select, model number 345, and I think I'm going to review this very, very soon. They're, I would say, arguably the same length on the cutting edge. This one has a little more belly, which is going to make it a better slicer, better for food prep. I've actually used the the Vantage for food prep, and it excels at it. Now, while they have the same cutting edge, the Vantage, let me line that up again, has a slightly smaller handle. It's not really a problem for me because I still have enough room to hold it, but I'll talk more about that in the review of the Vantage. The 112 is an excellent knife for the money. It's quite a bit of knife for the money. It's a chunk of American steel. You're not paying some business overseas. These are Americans, good, hardworking Americans that are getting your money when you buy from Buck. And I'll always support American companies over just about any other companies. I know Kershaw has some really good Chinese offerings, but I just feel better knowing that I'm helping American workers stay employed, especially in a time like now when there's so many people that are unemployed. But it's off topic, not really on topic with the knife review. Don't really know what else to say. It's a clip point blade. It's got a false edge on top. It's actually fairly close to sharp. Don't know if that's factory or if the guy that had it before me decided that it'd be a good idea to sharpen that. But whatever. It's a clip point, like I said, or I may not have said it, I don't know. It's fairly good blade shape for utilitarian use. The lockup is solid, no vertical or horizontal blade play. And it's a nice knife. It's a classic. It's one of the best knives there is out there, in my opinion, on the traditional market for this price range. And if you come across one, get it. This is Budget EDCer signing off.